Good morning, everyone. This is Royce coming back at you with kind of an unboxing. There's not really much to unbox. I am still suffering from the damage done to me by my cold, but I press on. Like the great Metapod, I will persist, and one day I will turn into a beautiful Butterfree. I don't know. I'm tired. But yes, on that note, we are looking at something brought to me, like my latest obsession brought to us by my undiagnosed superpower. Today we will be unboxing Pokemon's new plush toys. So, Pokemon kind of has been recently going through the generation by generation, doing the different, plush toys for each generation. And recently they did one of the generations that I first played, because I didn't get a Game Boy as a kid. Gen 6. X and Y. We have my favorite starter of that gen. Oh, Lord, do I need to explain what a starter is? Okay. So, for your Pokemon journey, you are given one of 3 starters. You can see why the Nazis favored this. It's easier to do. If you've ever seen Glorious Bastards. Anyway. You get one of 3 starters, and Pokemon all have types. There's kind of a rock, paper, scissors system on how they interact with each other. Like a fire can beat a grass type, and then a grass can beat a water type, and then water can beat a fire type. Because, water burns grass, fire burns grass, water puts out fire, water feeds grass. Simple little triangle there, and that's why there's always been a grass, fire, and water starter every generation. So Gen 6, the gen that we're looking at the plush toys from, had Chespin, Fennekin, and Froakie, who were and so Chespin evolved into Chestnut, which was and he's like a weird hedgehog, but also like a knight. So like, his whole thing is that he's steel grass. Steel is a type, Steel is another type, and then Fennekin evolves into Delphox, who's a fire fox witch, psychic fire, really powerful typing, like super, hits like a truck. And then Froakie evolves into Greninja, which is a water ninja, so dark water. Anyway, and then so yeah, that's where this guy lady, I guess, comes from. Let's unpackage her. Ooh, I do like this. I do like this material that they've made her thing out of. I don't know, it could be a dude, I guess, because the Pokemon mine was a girl in my playthrough, but the Pokemon can be different things. I named mine Azula after the character from Avatar. I didn't know at the time that she was going to turn into this, otherwise I might have chosen something different. Let's see. Okay, so this is an interesting design, like for the plush toy. Anyway, what I mean, because it's got this like very dangly tail where it doesn't have any support in it, but then the arms do have some kind of like metal bar in them to help pose them. So she's got kind of this like weird T pose. Oh. What do you think of the design of the Pokemon Center's logo? I'm not a big fan of it. I don't like the kind of like bland, almost Starbucksy logo. I miss when Pokemon had the really gaudy, the Pokemon design and everything. And then next we have the sitting Cutie. Now I will say these were very expensive. These, like this was $17 and that was like $35, which like I'm not sure I can abide by a $35 plush toy that. Well, I mean, one, it's still pretty dinky, and two, it doesn't feel very comfortable to, like, it's not like a kid could cuddle with this thing. It is very much a display piece. Speaking of display pieces, the Sitting Cuties line is exactly what it sounds like. They're smaller Pokemon plush toys that are meant to sit down. And this, poor bastard, who looks like he's in the cone of shame, is Yveltal, the legendary of Pokemon Y. The box legendary, I should say. Now, box legendaries they've basically been a thing since Gen 2 of Pokemon, where yeah, there we go. Okay. Where the different where the different games will have a different legendary in them. And for Sword and Shield, the two types were, or the two legendaries were Xerneas, an X-shaped deer that gave life, and Yveltal, a like evil death bird shaped like a Y. Xerneas was like psychic fairy, I think, and then Yveltal is like dark flying, I think. I can't remember. And you're probably like, Royce, why did you get such a tiny version of him? Well, truth be told, I did want to get the big version, but they were completely sold out. So I got the Sitting Cutie one. If you want to see like more of these, Jaden Animations actually ranked all of the Sitting Cuties from Gen 5. Now, I would love to have the money to sit here and rank all the Gen 7 or Gen 6 Sitting Cuties for you, but unfortunately I do not. I will say it's got, there's some bits to it that needed some, that aren't doing too well. Like this looks like a hand, like a broken hand, than more than a tail. And like most of it is most of it is like good plush, but there is a sandbag in the back here, as if this were a county fair prize instead of a $16 plush toy. Doesn't sit super well. Let's get him over here so you can see for yourself. It's kind of like turned to the side here. Oh, hi, Clark. Poor Clark, he's been limping lately. I don't know why. I swear it wasn't my fault. I did not step on him or anything. I think he might have I think it might just be dry weather. Scraped his paw. Because, like, he walks on it. It's just he'll walk on it and then suddenly start favoring it. Which could be, like, I know some dogs have the capacity to fake an injury, but I don't know if I believe that Clark has the brain power, as it were, to fake an injury. Who's to say? Who's to say? Anyway. So, alright, here, we see his pose. Let's get Delphox here so you can kind of see what she's got going on. Do her arms akimbo thing there. She kind of looks like a surfer. Something I'm a little miffed by is she's supposed to have a stick, at least, because like in the games when she evolves from Fennekin to Braxton, I can't remember. She gets a stick in her tail, and then when she evolves into Delphox, that stick kind of turns into her magic wand. Speaking of which, I always found it weird, like, cause I'm not big into like the furry stuff, but apparently furries really like Braxton, but not Delphox, and I'm like, why would you not prefer the fully evolved version of the character? Like I feel like that is a lot more palatable as a object of desire than the version that looks more juvenile. But Pokemon. People who sexualize Pokemon stuff are weird to begin with. Like, apparently, like there's that whole Vaporeon meme that went around a couple years ago. I don't know. I don't want to get too into that stuff. Like you guys don't come to my channel to listen to me awkwardly describe sexual BS that I'm only vaguely aware of because I avoid it like the plague. Anyway, these are both good pieces. Glad to have them. Glad to have them in my collection. More or less, like the poor Yveltal here looks a little derpy. But Big Kahuna, Hang 10. I'll see you guys next time. This is Royce Miller. I'm outie.